This video is going to be importing an Excel file into the project editor. You notice here we have an Excel file that has quantity, the model number, the manufacturer, sometimes 3 letters, sometimes a full manufacturer laid out, the description, cost, and sell price. Okay. So I've saved this file first of all as an XLS or XLSX. The original file was a CSV file. Now we go into a project the normal way we would. I'll just do audio visual access control, but in your world it's audio visual, and then we choose a customer like so, and ship address, etc. Put it into our proposal due status, give it a description, and probability 0% for now. Okay, now so this gets it into the project editor, and we are ready to build our quote. Now, from the P line, you do from the command line, you do a P, like so. And then you'll notice F7, import drawing list, Excel files, etc. as assembly. And so F7 will get us to here. Now, on this screen, you notice it remembered the last thing I did, which was an Excel file. And we can browse for that file by using the browse button, and you see there's the file that I have selected. Now, one of the things you don't want to do is bring in items that have 0 quantities, because that doesn't help anything. And the other thing you have to do is you have to tell the system what the Excel file looks like, and you do that by clicking on Excel settings and then open up the Excel file, and it opens it up for you like so. Now there is a checkbox for column headings, but I don't see it on this example here. Okay, so now one of the things you have to do is you have to tell the system what columns are the specific data. And in our case, the manufacturer is 3, column 3. The part number is column 2. The quantity is column 1. Description is 4. Cost is 5, and 6 is list price or sell price. Now, these are set because I came in here before. So when you close the screen and come back, these settings will be remembered as long as your machine has not been reset as far as screen settings and things like that. And when you're finished, you press the done button. Now, I want to mention a little thing here. You'll notice in these manufacturers columns that there is a leading space. The system can deal with that, but I just wanted to make you know. In fact, this has got 2. This is no leading spaces. This has leading spaces. So the file isn't consistent, but the system will work through it. Okay. So when you've got the layouts done, then you press the done button here, and now you're back to the original screen, and we can either keep a comment line or where we got the source file or not. I'm just going to exclude that. And there's a couple faults, like it can create an E-line automatically for you if it doesn't find the item. I'm not going to do that because I want to show you a few things. And there's also dump sum, so if it sees the same part number twice, it won't sum them together. But I'm just going to leave these 2 settings. So when you're finished with these, now I want you to notice there's a couple things here. Edit manual link is where you can declare what a manufacturer's name looks like and tell the system what 3-letter, 4 letters it should use in the system. So that's going to come into play with what we're about to do. The other thing you can do is you can say a part number on the outside looks like a part number on the inside here. So you can relate both the manufacturers and the part numbers inside the project system. Okay. And this will make sense once I start it. So we're going to press import. Okay. Now, you see here, this is the first item. Now, it skipped over the, automatically skipped over the heading section because I said no quantity. So the column, the row that had part number, description, the titles just got skipped because there was no quantity. So it skipped over that, which is good. Now in this case, we do have a quantity, and this is OFIS to be determined. Now, so we don't have a real part number. Notice that leading space there I talked about in the manufacturer and also in this. So we don't have a display. So what I'm going to do with this one is I'm going to make this an E-line, an entry item in the editor, that you can then change later on when you figure out what that is. Okay. And the same with this this mount. It's going to be the same thing. So we're just going to go ahead, and this would be a definite case where you don't want to sum because it's the same part number in my system, but in fact it's going to be different points. So I'm going to just say E-line again. Okay. So this is a cable to go. Okay. And this manufacturer is not found over here because it's a long name. It's not 3-letter, 4-letter. Okay. But what you can do is you can say, oh, this and that part number is this, for example. Or you can literally add the part itself. I'm not going to add any parts to my system. I'm just going to cross-link them to existing parts. But I could press the add button here, and then it would make this the manufacturer. You have to correct it because it's 3-letter, 4-letter, and the part number. But in my case, I'm simply going to link it to this guy and say link. So this is where it learns the Excel file for the future. And I'm going to say link, and you see it just moved on. Now it moved on to the next part number, and I'm just going to go ahead and choose this guy right here as the part number for that guy, like so. And now we're on to this Logitech, and it tried to find, alphabetical link, but it didn't find it. Now again, you could press the add button, add a new item, and I'm just going to go ahead and link it to something here, like so. Okay. And then Windy City, there's my Windy, so this is going to be determined. Now, this is to be determined, so you may want to make this an E-line because you don't really know which one you're going to use. So unless this one here, and you happen to have a Windy City part number that works for you, then you could go ahead and link that to that item, like so. 50 feet of cat 6, so you could go ahead and, if cat 6 is ... whatever that is, and I'm just going to hit link. Okay. And this is power supply or something like that. Again, if you know your part numbers, you can link them right up right here, or you put it as an E-line to be determined later on. You can also make it an A-line, or you can skip the line altogether if you don't want it into the project. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and do link to this is going to be power supply. Again, I'm just kind of playing here. Okay, and now this is AVT installation. Now, in that case, that's going to be LBR. LBR, and you see here we have installation. Now, these are the labor part numbers we have. So, for example, I might do this as installation, or there might be labor like so. So you make a decision, and you can again add a new part for your world, because I know you might have pre-wire, you might have installation, you have whatever you have. I'm just going to go ahead and make this link right here for the future, like so. And then we've got programming. Again, this is going to be LBR. I don't have programming. Travel. So I might say, either add a new part, or I might say programming. Engineering, auto estimate, something like that. Okay. Link, okay. And DA, I'm not sure what this means. mobilize deployment. Again, that's labor. Okay, so it's 1 hour of labor. So LBR Tech again, like so. And then link. Okay, and then this is something else. Deployment. You can add all these labor text ones in here as you see fit. So this would be just adding LBRs. Now LBR lines are specifically known to be labor, taxed as labor. They show up in the hours section versus part numbers. And then you have miscellaneous hardware. Now in my system, I do happen to have a Dove part number MISC like so, and so I can link this to that part like so. Now this one is more of an assembly than a part, so you may want to make it an E-line. Either way works. Okay, and then something other. Again, I'm going to do another miscellaneous again, like C. And then freight. I happen to have a Dove freight, so I'm just going to go ahead and do Dove F for freight, like so, and link. And then warranty. Again, you might have a Dove warranty. I don't have a warranty one. I'm just going to do trip for this purpose of discussion. And then labor install, interestingly enough, LBR Tech right there, okay, and link, and we're done. So you get to the take button here, okay, and then you bring it into project system. So click over here, like so, and there are all the items we're going to bring in, and we say load assembly, like so, and it loads everything in just like that. Now, what's important to know about this is that when you did all those linking, the system remembered those associations. So if I were to bring in that Excel file or another Excel file from another quote, F7, and then go browse for the file, like so, again, the Excel settings are already set up. We can open them up just to confirm, but then we just say import like this. And so this was that E-line. We did E-line, E-line. Everything else was remembered. So there is the power of the import system from a standard Excel file, learning your part numbers and how they relate to part numbers on my side. Okay. And then we bring the assembly in, and there's the second time in, like that. Nice and sweet. Notice it's got your cost and your sell price. Now, these costs are different than mine because they came from the Excel file. So whatever part numbers I had, they're not going to match up because my costs were different based on my part numbers, but we used your cost because we said to link the costs. Okay? All right. So that again is importing in an Excel file, quote, bill of materials into the project system. Thank you very much.